Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm just use this setup. If you're new, hello and welcome, my name is Katie. This is my monthly reading wrap-up video. So this is for the month of May 2023. And I have a huge stack of books right here. I'll just quickly show you. Don't worry, not all of them have been read. So yeah, I'm in a different location of my home because of half term, so you might hear my son in the background while he's just playing. So if you'd like to know what I've read in the month of May, make sure you keep on watching. So yeah, apologies about the light as well. I'm right near a window and I can't get the light in right. So hopefully this is okay. So the first book I want to talk about is Devil Makes 3, which is kind of Gothic Horror YA. I buddy read this with a friend of mine who I met through TikTok called Fiona, and yeah, it's a bit out of my usual reading. I actually booked very this to her on TikTok, and then I thought I'd just buy it myself, and because I was intrigued, and I read it with her. So yeah, it's about a girl called Tess who works at I think it's a university or school library, and she stumbles upon a ancient book with a boy called Elliot, who is the son of a high up teacher in school, and they go on this adventure and they find this book which is related to the devil, and they go through a bit of an experience and have to try and get the devil back into the book. So yeah, it did have a bit of a slow start for me personally. I didn't know what the relationship was going to be between Tess and Elliot, because it was kind of like the awkward teenager relationship, and it did change as the book progressed, but yeah, I just found it, the first half a bit slow. The second half was much better. I've got my little notebook here. The pace picked up a bit and it felt like we were finally getting somewhere with the plot of the story. It was very creepy. I can understand why it's called Gothic Horror, because there is some very descriptive things of different events that happen. So yeah, it's a bit out of my comfort zone reading it, but I'm glad I've read it. I've actually put the second book that Tori Bovalino has written on my wish list, so maybe I'll get that at some point. So yeah, that is Devil Makes 3. I gave this 4 stars overall. I was thinking about 3, but then the second half of the book did bump it up for me, so that was the first book. Next was Daughter of the Pirate King. I buddy read this with my friend Chanel, who I also met through TikTok, and I actually book ferried this one, I think, to her, so we could buddy read it together, and we absolutely, when I say we could have ate it up, we ate this book up. Literally read it within a day. We couldn't stop, we couldn't put it down, and we absolutely loved it. Alosa, which is the main character, is the female main character, and she is such a bad ass. She literally didn't take any crap from anyone, and yeah, absolutely loved this. I would happily read this again because I seem to be in this moment of loving pirate books at the moment. So, and I did predict the potential relationship with her and another main character in the book. So I thought something was going to happen because the chemistry was just there. You could feel the tension. And yeah, I really liked the relationship that grew within the book. I also love the fact this has had a all-female pirate crew. Like, I love that femininity side, and I loved Trisha Levenseller's writing style as well. Absolutely loved it. So this was Daughter of the Pirate King by Trisha Levenseller, and we gave this book, well, I gave it 5 out of 5. Absolutely loved it. And because we loved it, that much, we actually read the second book, which is Daughter of the Silent Queen. And again, we read this within a day as well. We couldn't put these books down. This one was amazing. Again, love Trish Levinson. I think she's becoming my favourite author of the year so far, like finding her books. So yeah, this one was such a journey and such an emotional roller coaster. There's lots of things that happen in this book which did pull at the old heartstrings, and I really enjoyed the adventure within the story that we went on. So you felt you were part of the pirate crew. I also loved how Vidon, which is the main character, was the only one who could bring Alosa back from her siren side, because we find out that she's also part siren, and absolutely loved that he was the key to bring her back from that whenever she felt overwhelmed. Loved their relationship. I wanted to be them. Also loving the fact that the pirate crew just looked out for one another. There's different events that happen, and different pirates in the crew look after different people that within the crew, because things happen, and there's all different age groups in this pirate crew as well, which I loved. So I'd highly recommend. There is a third book coming out in November, which annoyingly is coming out in hardback, and these two are in paperback. So that's a bit annoying, but I can't not wait for the paperback. I need to read the third book because I love the adventure so much, and I just want to be a pirate. So that is Daughter of the Silent Queen. Like that one. So the next, this was before Daughter of the Silent Queen, but I just had to talk about those two together, is the guest book. And this is a kind of thriller, really short, so I read this within a day. And I also got this from someone in my lovely Discord group that I'm in. And yeah, really short, fast paced, I'd say medium paced. This was very creepy. It messes with your head a bit. You're trying to work out who to trust, which characters to trust in the plot, and what is really going on, because the way it is written, you feel like you're going a bit mad, am I reading this right? So I did feel a bit bad for how much the main character had been through in her life, because she actually had an accident, and it now affects her both physically and mentally in the book, so that is portrayed very well in this. I had a bit of a feeling about the main character's husband. He just gave off that shady, dodgy character vibe, do we want to trust him? So yeah, had that. So two POVs of the main character, which is Grace, and her husband Charles. The only thing that I felt let it down slightly was the ending. I thought it could have had a bit of a better ending, but I did give it 4 stars regardless. I did really enjoy it, and it was really fast paced, so I do like that when a bit of a thriller is a bit more fast paced. So that was the guest book. Next book, with this month in May, I did a reading challenge. So in May, sorry if you can hear me. In May, I did a physical books only challenge because I wanted to see if I could get a bit of my physical TBR down. So I'd be picking stuff out of my TBR jar.
Ice cream. Which is the smallest ice cream, Mummy.
Yes, okay. And this was my next book. It's called Verify, and it's a hardback. So this was my next read after the Daughter of the Siren Queen. And this was very strange.
It's the biggest, Mummy.
It took me
a while.
It took me a while to work out what was happening. I don't think dystopian kind of books are my kind of genre. There is only one dystopian book I've read which I could get on with, and that was called The Last One at the Party. That was really good.
Which one?
And
The biggest
yeah, this one was a bit of a weird one. The relationship between two main characters in the book was a bit strange and random. The main character's decisions relating to different things that happen in the book were a bit all over the place. Like, it wouldn't make sense why she was making this decision and go and do something else. So yeah, it's about basically a girl who's trying to find out how her mum died. She got murdered, and is just trying to figure out what happened to her mother. And it's basically the gist of it is certain words in the dictionary don't exist in this book, and she joins this group that trying to basically tell people that they don't know about every single word in the dictionary. And for example, the word verify is not in the dictionary, so they can't use that word. And yeah, it's very, very strange. Didn't really get on with it. I did read it, but it did take me a little while. There is a second book, but I won't be continuing with that. So I did give this book 2.5 stars. So quite low.
Got it right.
Sorry about low. So yeah, that was Verify, and that was by Joelle Charbonneau.
See the crab here. Let's see the label chair.
So that is that. Unfortunately, I won't be keeping that book. Right, next is The Holiday, and this is another thriller from my TBR jar. So this was I thought quite big for a thriller mystery. So I thought personally it started off a bit slow, but it was just building up to the main plot of the story. There is quite a few POVs. I think this had the maximum POVs I could get on with. So it took me a while to get used to all the different POVs in the book. I think I have the thing about I can sometimes work out where the book's going. So I had an inkling of who was allegedly having the affair, because it's about a woman who finds out her husband is having an affair, and she's trying to work out which of her best friends is having the affair. But there is a big twist in it, and it explains everything. So you're following along in her eyes, but then there's a twist, and it completely gives it a 180 of the book. There are a few subplots within the main plot with the children characters in this book, which ran alongside the main story. So I went check trigger warnings, because a couple of them were relating to teenage social issues. So I would double check that. I did give this one 4 stars because I did really enjoy it. It just felt, I think it could have been a little bit shorter, but yes, that's The Holiday, and that's by T.M. Logan. I think I bought this in the charity shop. So yeah, that was that one. Next we have City of Bones, which is the first book in the Shadowhunters series. So this is a book of 6 books. So again, I picked it out of my TBR jar. So I saw the TV series before I read the books. So this felt like not much of this was in the TV series that I've watched. So yeah, it was really strange reading stuff and thinking, was that in the TV series? But it was an easy read. As I said, I only knew about this series purely from watching the TV series. There was, as I said, not a lot from what I remember in this book from the TV series, so that was a bit strange. Some of the main characters in this book were quite different personality-wise compared to how they have been portrayed in this TV series. So that was really strange, reading the character in a certain personality and watching them in the TV series as a different personality. It was really, really strange. So yeah, that was quite strange. I did give this one 3.5 stars because I thought it was quite long. obviously it's world building and things, but yeah, I'm going to carry on because I did enjoy watching it. So yeah, so that is Shadowhunters City of Bones, which is book 1 in the Shadowhunter series by Cassandra Clare. So next, I don't think I have it with me, it's my first DNF of the month, which is a book by Nora Roberts, and it's called Legacy. If I can find the image of the cover, I will put it here. I DNF'd this quite early on because I struggled with the writing style, and yeah, if I'm just in one of them people that if I can't get on with the writing style or the way the book is written, I'm not going to be able to continue because it will really like distract me. So unfortunately, I did DNF that. So that was Nora Roberts' book Legacy. And next, I moved on to City of Ashes, which is the second book in the Shadowhunters series. I picked this again out of my TBR jar. So this one I enjoyed much more than the first one. Again, but I didn't really remember much of this book being in the TV series. So, and as I said, comparing how the characters were portrayed in the book compared to the TV series was really, really weird. This one had a bit more action, which I really enjoyed. And I do like Cassandra Clare's writing style. Hopefully I'll pick up I think she's bringing out a new adult YA book this year, so I'm hoping to pick that up because it does sound up my street. So this is the second book, it's City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare, and I did give this one 4 stars because I did enjoy it more than the first one. So that was that. Next we have, this is one of my newer books this year, and I'm really, really annoyed with Waterstones because I bought this in Southampton in April, and I'm unfortunately a spine breaker. I will fold my books when I'm reading them, but this has never happened to me before. In this book, I was just folding it casually, and some of the pages are literally like coming out, like the binding has been like really rubbish. So that was really annoying. But back to the book, The Heights by Louise Candlish. Really, really enjoyed this. I felt it was a really good pace. Lots of different, well, not lots, but there was a few different POVs which I really enjoyed, like seeing their different feelings on what is going on. One of the twists in this book really surprised me. Another I saw coming from the build-up of the last couple of chapters. I would highly recommend because it did have a good pace, and I just genuinely really enjoyed it. And I really enjoyed Louise's writing style, so I'm hoping to pick up her next book, which is The Other Passenger. I think that's out now, so I'm hoping to pick that up soon because I really did enjoy her writing. I did give this one 4 stars, so I really enjoyed Louise's book. Next, so I have the camera angle slightly changed, I just changed the battery. So next is the third book in the Hush Hush series. I got these for free, so I don't have the dust jackets for these, but it is Silence by Becca Fitzpatrick. So this is the third book in the Hush Hush series. Yeah, I really, really struggled with this one. I actually had to put it down for a little bit and read something else to come back to it because I got about halfway and I was just really thinking about DNFing, but I have 1 book left of the series, so I wanted to finish the series. But I felt this one was a bit meh. Not really, like, I didn't really enjoy it as much as the first 2. So I thought the change in the name of the main character, which is an angel, which you know as Patch in the first 2 books. In this one, he is under a different name, and then throughout the book, we find out that it is Patch, but under a different name, and Nora is like having to work this out. And yeah, so we get to about, I think it's about 50, 60, 70, maybe 3/4 of the way through the book, and Nora has actually worked out that this person is actually Patch, and her memories have been altered and changed due to the event that's happened in this book. I personally found Nora in this book really annoying, like just really like dramatic, like a drama queen, and I felt this book was a bit of a slog, so I didn't really enjoy it. Again, all the action was towards the end of the book. This is, I think, a really annoying thing that I hate. Obviously, I know like that's how books like to finish sometimes, but it just really gripes me when you think when the authors put all the action at the end, when you could have little bits like throughout just to keep the reader engaged. So I found that a bit annoying that the action's all at the end. So I did give this one 3 stars, because overall I do like the writing of Becca Fitzpatrick, but I just found this one a bit meh, like just meh. So that was Silence by Becca Fitzpatrick. So whilst I was reading Silence, I put it down halfway and I read To Kill a Kingdom, which I don't know if you're going to be able to see because the writing is a bit strange. It's a shiny cover. So To Kill a Kingdom, which is by Alexandra Christo. This goes along with the whole pirate vibe that I've been feeling this month. Very quick read. And let's give you an example, or show you the beginning of the book actually. Where is it? In this one, it's got, I don't know if you've read it actually, she puts little images throughout the book. So this is in 2 points of view. It's Lyra and what is the Prince. I'm going to say a lion because it's a male, but it could be read as Elaine because that's how I read it. Could be read as, but I'm calling him a lion because the prince is a prince, and Princess Lyra. So Princess Lyra is a siren, and Prince Elion is an heir to a powerful kingdom. So their paths cross in the book, and they go on a journey together, working together to get a certain crystal, which will benefit both parties. But it's kind of, can they trust one another in this book, because the sirens need it for one reason and this prince needs it for another reason. So you go on a bit of a journey or an adventure on the seas for them to retrieve this crystal. And yeah, let's have a look at my notes. So overall, this was good. The majority of the book is the journey to find the artifact that they're looking for. There is pirates, not much of them in the forefront of the story, but they are around in the story. I did like reading about how ruthless sirens are. I really enjoyed that. Again, the majority of the action is at the end, which is really, really annoying. I like the last 60 pages. So, but I can understand why in this one, because it's all about the journey to a particular place in this one. So I really did enjoy it, but it does annoy me when all the action's at the end. But I can forgive this one because it's about pirates and sirens. I wanted a bit more of a relationship build between the 2 main characters, because yeah, I just wanted more. So I did give this 3.5 stars. So I thought I gave it more, but I gave it 3.5 stars. Obviously being a bit more ruthless, like a siren. So To Kill a Kingdom, I would recommend if you do like the whole pirate sea adventure sirens vibe. So that was that one. Next we have, I didn't put these 2, I'll talk about those at the end actually. This is my final book that I physically read this month, and this is The Family Upstairs by Lisa Jewell. You'll know if you've watched any of my past reading wrap-ups, there's a couple of Lisa Jewell's books that I have not enjoyed. So I was a bit dubious, but I have heard this one was really, really good. So I picked it out of my TBR jar. And this one did not disappoint. very dark, very creepy, very atmospheric. This is the style of book that I love Lisa Jewell's books to be in. This is one of my favourites that she's written. Easy to read. I've read this so fast, I couldn't put it down. I nearly had the twist in this between two main characters, like almost. So I was happy with that. Definitely would recommend, because I really enjoyed it, and I have already got there's a second book which goes along with this. You can read them separately, but they recommend that you read them like this one first and then The Family Remains after. So yeah, really enjoyed this one, and yeah, this is the style I like, Lisa Jewell. So I would highly recommend. I gave this 4.5 stars, so I would really recommend. And the last two books I've got, I DNF'd. I just want to talk about them because obviously I need to talk about every book that I've read this month or looked at this month. So, The Sisters Grimm. I picked this up again out of my TBR jar. I was really looking forward to it because I love the cover. It's very shiny. It was quite a big book, but I only got two, not even 100 pages, I don't think. Again, DNF'd. There is a lot of POVs in this one. It does jump time frames as well, which really annoys me. So it can confuse me a bit. And in this one, for example, the POVs, if there is POVs in a book, I like them to be at the end, like at the beginning of each chapter, because otherwise it can confuse me. And for example, in this one, it's got POVs like in the middle of each like chapters and stuff. So that really annoyed me. I couldn't get on with it at all. So that is The Sisters Grimm. So I will be putting this towards charity shop or something like that because it's like barely been read. And it's by Menna van Praag. So someone else might enjoy this and be able to get on with it better, but unfortunately it wasn't for me. And the last book that I DNF'd, I was book fairyed this, but unfortunately I didn't get on with it, and it was A Lady's Guide to Fortune Hunting. I did not realise this was about Regency romance, and I don't think that's my genre, so I DNF'd, unfortunately. So that is that, and it's by Sophie Irwin. So I will be either giving this to someone that maybe enjoys that romance genre a bit more, because it's a hardback and I just feel like it would be loved by somebody else. So that was everything that I read in May. I got my little wrap up actually. So in total I read 12 books this month. I thought I was going to sneeze on me then. 12 books I read this month, and I'm really proud of myself for that. My favourite books of the month were The Daughter of the Pirate King and The Daughter of the Siren Queen by Trisha Levenseller. No surprise there. Absolutely love her books and I can't wait to read more. I have got another one of her books on my shelf, which I got kindly book faired by someone in my Discord group, so I'm really looking forward to reading that. My least favourite book of the month was Verify, because I just found it a bit weird, and yeah, I don't think dystopian genre books are my fave, or like my thing. So yeah, that is that. So June may not be as much because I've got my eye operation tomorrow. As you're watching this, I'll be at Southampton Hospital having my eye operation. So June, I might not have as many books to show you, but I will still be reading when I can. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to leave a big thumbs up. If you're brand new to my channel, hello and welcome. Please hit that subscribe button, as I'm trying my hardest to get to 1,000 subscribers, and I'd love for you to stick around. So take care, and I'll speak to you next month for what I've been reading. Bye.